Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing another 8-4 Magic Origins draft. Thanks for all the comments on the last one. I appreciate that. There was some good insight on that last draft, so I appreciate that. Well, we have Topin Freeblade, but we also have Valerian Wardens. I've got a big soft spot for Valerian Wardens. I think it's a great card. We also have Unholy Hunger, though, which is removal. I mean, it is removal. I saw a comment that mentioned how later game removal is less good in this format because of just how quick it can be. It's not always quick, but it can be quick. It's an interesting choice. You know how I feel about white in this format. It is the most hotly contested color, so taking a Topin Freeblade is good. I actually think I am going to take the Unholy Hunger. Despite it being more expensive removal, I just like it. Pass some good white, pass some good green, pass a lot of good things. Didn't pass good black, though. Wait, isn't this card worth a ridiculous amount of tickets? Well, it's still worth like 6.5, which is definitely insane. Otherwise, we were past another Topin Freeblade. But yeah, we slammed the 6.5 ticket card. So all of the uncommons are here. The foil's here, though. So someone did just pass 6.5 tickets for a spell, which is pretty interesting. Especially a spell that's amazing, like Hangerback Walker. So yeah, definitely taking that. Passing good blue cards. Passing another Topin Freeblade. Passing Possess Scab, which, if it tables, means maybe I could go for blue-black again, but like I said, there's some pretty good blue cards in here. The best cards in this pack are probably blue, other than the Topin Freeblade. Okay, so in black we have an Antuco Husk and Night Snare. We have a Caves of Koilos. Decent red cards. I think the best card's Scab Goliath by quite a bit. I think we probably just take it. Nantuko Husk doesn't seem terribly exciting. I mean, I could just take... I mean, it's a card, I guess, that works well with Hangerback Walker, right? It's kind of interesting. If I play a black-red sacrifice deck, I could see the Husk being good. The problem is, other than black-red, I don't think Husk is that insane. It's okay, I guess, with blue tokens and stuff. I think I'm going to take the Goliath anyway. Okay, well, Enthralling Victor would have been a good follow-up after the Husk, but there is also Empath and Disciple in this pack, which are both good cards. I actually don't know which one I like more. Empath's pretty insane because you get the scry value, but I think Disciple might actually just be better. Death Touch, this card has come up pretty huge for me quite a few times. It's been an important blocker and attacker, although Empath has been really good for me too. I think both of them are the only serious considerations here, though, since there's no good blue or black in this pack. And I like both these green cards more than I like the Pricklebore and Victor. It's like green card draw elf versus... I think I do take Disciple. This card has, like I said, been pretty insane for me. Okay, well, we can take a Timberpack Wolf. Best card in the pack might be the Hartebeest, but it seems like a good opportunity to pick up a Timberpack Wolf. It's always playable, regardless of how many you have, and it's one of the few cycles that I think is, you know, good whether you have one or three of them, unlike, you know, Undead Servant or Fairy Miscreant. Okay, I'm fine with Weight of the Underworld here. It's not terribly exciting. It does pair well with Elromancer, but otherwise it's like Ringwarden Owl, which is only okay. I think Weight is actually a fine pick. It's not great in this format, but it's fine. Does kill things. Vasset Gorgers, probably can find more of those later. All right, well, tabled blue cards are interesting. There is Undead Servant. Could pick it up now, hope to find some more. Or I could pick up a second Weight of the Underworld. I do think Anchored to the Ether is the best card. We do kind of want to establish a color here. No green cards in this pack doesn't necessarily mean that it's not open. This pack, as I recall, was pretty deep blue, right? Or actually, is pack different than the one I'm thinking of? Multiple Weight of the Underworlds doesn't seem great, but I think I take it anyway. All right, well, black seems to be open since we've got a lot of good black cards here. I think I actually like Eyeblight Assassin more than, or Deadbridge Shaman more than Eyeblight Assassin, I think. But then again, this kills X1s, kills Thopters as well as blocks okay. This potentially gets you extra value. They're both elves. I guess I'll go first Assassin here. It also kills Eyeblight Assassin, or Deadbridge Shaman, which is kind of interesting. All right, we'll take the Despoiler. I think it's actually a fine pick here, and a decent sign that it wheeled. All right, some late blue. Could be that we're supposed to be in blue. Maybe I'd take the Screeching Scab since it pairs well with Scab Goliath. Otherwise, I'd take Vastwood Gorger to stay in green, but it's not like an insane green card. I think I'll take the Scab here, actually. None of these cards are particularly insane. I think we'll take Epiphany. I don't really think I want the Royal. Gather the Pack does pair well with Goliath, but then I guess we're looking at green, blue, and that's, I think at this point we're definitely in black. I'll take the Gather the Pack. I mean, basically right now we're trying to find what we're pairing with our black. And I'm totally okay with either green or blue here. I think both are fine options. Well, Kothafed is insane. There's a Timberpack Wolf, Wild Instincts, and a Fetid Imp, but this card is pretty sick. And there's a Rune Servitor. There's a chance, pretty decent chance, I think we table something that we want to play from this pack. But yeah, Kothafed, whatever, is insane. I love that card. Well, Blightcaster pairs pretty well with double Weight of the Underworld. Otherwise, there is a Sky Snare Spider, which is a pretty awesome 6-drop. It's also a Water Courser in blue. So we've got just a bunch of choices here. I do only have 2 auras, and typically Blightcaster shines the most in black-white. I mean, I could take Blightcaster and hope to wheel the Weight of the Underworld, but I think actually Sky Snare Spider might be the motivation I need to go deeper green. Sky Snare Spider's pretty insane. I guess we'll go Spider. Alright, Leaf Gilder seems like something we're really going to want for this deck if we're going to go deeper green. Because it's a 2-drop, 2-power creature, which is already good, but it ramps us to our 6 drops. Which I think is actually more important. What? 4 mana, 5/5. As long as your opponent's controlling of creatures is indestructible. Whenever a creature card leaves an opponent's graveyard, discard a card. If you do, return it from your graveyard to your hand? What? Taking him. He seems insane. I mean, granted, he costs triple black, but yeah, I think we take Erebos as Titan. Jeez. Guy seems good. Fetid Imp is awesome. Elvish Visionary is good. I like the Disciple. Actual choices to be made here, but at this point, I'm willing to say that we are in green-black. I'm willing to make that judgment call pull the trigger. I do love me some Elvish Visionary. I think the card is fantastic, but I think Fetid Imp trading with stuff seems a bit better, especially with Kotha Fed. I do love Elvish Visionary, but I think I do take the Fetid Imp here. We seem like we're going to be a black heavy deck as well. Unholy Hunger number 2. I think I'll take it over the Wild Instincts. It doesn't require that we have a creature. I do love Possessed Scab as well, but Unholy Hunger number 2 seems fine. Alright. I'm fine taking the second Eyeblight Assassin. I mean, granted, you could take Evolving Wilds for, like, Splash and Goliath, but I do not think that's going to be necessary. I also love Titanic Growth. You know about my love for that card. I think I still go Assassin number 2. But it's actually an interesting call here. Titanic Growth versus the second Assassin. There's some decks where Assassin's terrible. There's some decks where Assassin's great. I think most of the time Titanic Growth's great, though. I'm gonna take one Titanic Growth. I want one. I think here we're taking a sideboard card. I've just never been impressed with Bloodsucker, and I don't think Consecrated by Blood is something we're going to go for. So I'll take the Aerial Volley, which is a good sideboard card. All right, I think I might take the Husk. I admit, I'm not hugely impressed by it, but it seems reasonable with maybe Hanger Backwalker late game. I don't know. I'll take it because it's a 3-drop that does things. Blightcaster tabled, so did Weight and Husk. I mean, black is so clearly open. I just don't have the auras to support Blightcaster. I do have 2 Weights, but what am I going to do? Take a second Husk? No, I'll take the Blightcaster, I guess. All right, Recluse rather. Seems like something we want in this deck since it blocks reasonably well. I'm going to hate the aggressive card. I'll hate the Lizard, I guess. All right, I think we're in a good place here. We have removal. We have fatties. I could use some better removal, but I guess double Unholy Hunger is pretty good. Could use some more Timber Pack Wolves. That would help. Languish. Languish seems pretty good. I mean, Eyeblight Masker's in here too, but it's black. I could table it. I mean, I don't have a ridiculous amount of elves, but I've got a few, and the rest of my guys kind of either survive or I don't care so much if they die in the case of like Hanger Backwalker, but that's not necessarily true. I mean, I think we've got to take Languish. It's one of those like cards that just lets you play catch up. Well, interesting. Chief the Foundry works the best with Hanger Backwalker, but I think we actually want Foundry here. That's a tough card to play with Erebus' Titan, isn't it? The thing is, I feel like we're going to get enough cards for a deck, which does motivate me to want to play Foundry of the Councils, but we're actually pretty color intensive. Chief of the Foundry is just okay, though, in this deck. It's really not that great. It just works well with Hanger Backwalker. It does work really well with Hanger Backwalker, but having the extra spell of Foundry of the Councils, you'd be amazed how often that comes up. And like I said, we're right at the beginning of the pack. It just really feels like we're going to find enough cards to make a deck. Like, honestly, I could play 18 lands with Foundry and still be happy. But it does hurt the Erebus' Titan, and, well, it's not like our green's super color intensive. I'm going to take the Foundry anyway. I don't care. I just love the card. Okay, Valeron Wardens seems like the pick we want. Geez, Molten Vortex in here? Taking the Warden still, but we only have one other renowned guy, is that right? That's still okay. Revenant's straight up just, I think, unplayable in this format. It's just not good enough. Gorger seems unnecessary, although if I run the 18 land deck, it could be good. Caterpillar's a good sideboard card, though. I might actually just want that, especially against like claustrophobias and suppression bonds. All right, I convinced myself. Like I said, I think we're going to end up with a deck, so I don't need another 6-drop. I don't need a Husk. Certainly don't need a Revenant. All right. Deadbridge Shaman's pretty awesome. Good blue cards in here, but Deadbridge Shaman's just good, so we'll take it. Well, I think we take Wild Instincts here. I do love me some removal. At this point, I almost think the Blightcaster's getting the boot with just 2 enchantments. Although I'm still considering whether I'm doing 18 lands or not. You know how I feel about Construct? No, I actually like Construct a lot, as you may or may not know already in this format. Like, I'd be more comfortable playing Construct as my 23rd card than Blightcaster. It just is so good against the Taupe and Freeblades when you have it early. Granted, it kind of sucks mid to late game, but it's such a nice card to have early. And there's nothing else here I care about except like a second aerial volley, but we'll take the Construct. Naturalist is just a good card. I mean, granted, there's Llanowar Waste. I don't think it's worth anything anymore. It's only worth a ticket. The thing is, it's actually good for our deck. We have 23 cards, but I think Naturalist is very good too. It's just like we could just straight up take a ticket and it's like free and it helps us fix. But Naturalist is actually just, like I said, a very good card. Like I would probably rather play Naturalist to like Husk in this deck. I'll take Alchemist Vial, although I guess I don't care about any of these cards, so I'll take it. Chief Tables, take it, possibly play it. Kind of surprised it tabled actually, but I mean it's only good with Construct and Hangerback Walker. Could be that Construct's a better sideboard card. I think that's actually usually the case. Here I guess Bone to Ash might be a good sideboard card against this. I just don't care about any of those other cards. Bastard Gorger Tables. Take it. Don't think we're playing it. Just Gorgers for days. There's a Mantle of Webs for Blightcaster, but Blightcaster plan's not happening. Alright, well, we have a good-looking green-black deck. Got a pretty good-looking curve. We're not super green-intensive. We have some good removal. We've got some combat tricks. And this is 23 cards, too, so that's actually kind of nice. Actually, what does Gather the Pack do for me? I guess, technically, it kind of works with Erebos' Titan, interestingly enough. And I guess it kind of works with Spell Mastery, but I don't think this deck gets Spell Mastery. I think we cut Gather the Pack for Bana Construct. It just gives me more early plays. Like, this format is just so intensely, or it's not, I don't want to say it's always intensely fast, because that's just not true. But it's intensely fast enough where having early game, I think, is just really, really important. Like, having a 1-drop 2/1 in this format, I think, is actually just really good. We're going to play 23, I think, with Foundry of the Councils. And we're really just going to err towards black. Like, I think what we're doing is, I almost am curious if I can get away with 10-6-1. Like, I have 1 double green card. I probably need 7 green, I guess. So let's go 9-7-1. That's going to make Erebos' Titan a bit harder to cast, but I think that's okay. 9-7-1. And good looking curve. I guess we're not really a beatdown deck, so Despoiler's a little bit less exciting, but we could be beatdown. I mean, what else am I playing besides Despoiler? I could play another 6-drop, but then I would rather just play like 18 lands, I think. I don't really, like I said, I don't really want to play the Blightcaster. Despoiler's okay. It's really not that horrible of a card. It basically attacks every turn. I mean, it's good in a Languish deck, I would say. Board wipe, bring it back. We're a little 4-drop heavy, but we've got an appropriate amount of cheaper spells. I could cut a wait for a 18th land. We do have Leaf Gilder, though. It's interesting. Chief is good in this deck, by the way. With Foundry, Bonded Construct, and Hanger Backwalker, I feel pretty comfortable with it. Yeah, the question is, do I want to cut a second weight? I'm debating it, to be honest. Like, weight, Languish, double Unholy Hunger, Fetid Imp, and just basically add another swamp to really make sure I hit that turn 4 Erebus' Titan. Turn 4 5/5 is good. It's still worth a ticket and a half too, which is pretty good. I'm really debating playing 18 lands. I think, alright, the main reason to not play 18 lands in this deck is I don't have any of the green value cards. Like, if I had Empath, if I had Visionary, if I had Read the Bones, I think 18 lands would be no problem. But we really don't have value. We don't have value cards that reward us for 18 lands other than like Foundry of the Consoles. So I think that's the main issue kind of keeping me from doing it. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm playing this with 17 lands. I don't think we're ridiculously top heavy. We're not even, I mean, 5 cards that are 5 mana or more. What is that? Like, it's just a bit of our deck. It's not like a, like, what was my last one? Was my last one like 4? 3 or 4? I mean, an eighth of our deck. So every 8th card we see should be a 5-drop or more. That doesn't seem that bad. I think I keep it like this. I think this is fine. All right. Yeah, I think we're running it like this. All right. Green-black. We'll see you round 1.